Isaiah chapter 42, verse 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them. They are all of them snared in holes. They are hid in prison houses. They are for a prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith, restore. All praises, glory, and honor goes to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Harakah Kadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of GMS. Peace, love, and salutations to the Bayaf Dawadah, the house of David. I'm the brother Zion out of GMS boss, and once again here on my channel and Lord willing through the Spirit. This is edifying. So what inspired me to do this lesson is I was literally just watching Elder Apostle Tahar's video. Alright, he did, and it was, clipping from RT going into Nestle, how they won a case in the U.S. Supreme Court. Alright, dealing with prison slave labor. Alright, dealing with prison slave labor. So, my spirit has been, wanting to touch on this topic for a while now, which I have briefly, but how fitting today is JuneTeenth, all right? So-called JuneTeenth, in which, this is the day supposedly, so-called blacks were freed, all right? All right, and us in the truth, we know that this is complete bullshit. We know that we are yet this day in the land of our captivity. All right, it's honestly, I don't even know where to start, but I'll just bring it out. In order for somebody to be freed, there's certain measurements and steps, precautions are restored. There's certain things that must be done. First and foremost, we will never be free as long as we're still in the land. All right, and our captives, being free means, all right, for us to be brought back to our land, all right, us to be restored as a people, reparations, us to be giving what's owed to us, to be freed in the capitalist society. You need capital, all right, even if you want to deal with America, so the idea of we're free is nothing but a bunch of bullshit, and this evidence is documented in the U.S. Constitution. When you consider the 13th Amendment.
According to National Constitution Center, neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except as a punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States, or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
So, no slavery or involuntary slavery shall be in the United States, except, all right, as it is written, except, and quote, except as punishment for crime wherein the party shall have been found duly convicted, end quote. All right, so what you had after the so-called transformation of slaves, all right, emancipation or approximation, which is nothing but a transfer of slaves from private citizens to state. Your state property, whether you're in jail or whether you're out of jail, you're nothing but straight property. All right, especially if you're an Israelite. And what proves this is your birth certificate. Ownership is possession and title. All right, and your birth certificate proves that you are a stock. You're a commodity. First slave was sold on Wall Street. All right, why? Because we're nothing but stock. In today's term, human resources, right? We were used as commodity for trade, for deals, for money, for bartering, all right, for insurance, all right? Slaves had insurance policies put out on us because that's how we were viewed, and that's how we're viewed to this day. When you kill somebody, what you're doing is that's a debt that's owed. You're paying back a debt. That's why they call it paying your debts to society. You have a social security card because the proof is literally in the pudding, a security, and states in fear of losing their sovereignty for a form of payment. What they did was, All right, they use people as a commodity, as a collateral, you know, as a security. All right, that their debt would be paid in a form of a person, and that's the reason why you have a social security card. That's the reason why Angola State Prison was the before it was state prison, before the approximation of the emancipation of approximation, it was the largest plantation in Louisiana. All right, but it turned from the largest plantation to the largest prison in Louisiana. All right, this transformation was done strategically. All right, and this is the reason why you have what's called mass incarceration, in which Joe Biden spearheaded it. In so much he called it the Biden's law, the Biden's bill. He brags about it to this day, in which you have the majority of people that are locked up in federal penitentiary, or so-called black men, are there for non-violent drug offenses. And here you have Esau Edom, which is the biggest drug dealer on the planet. Nobody can you could you talk about the Mexican cartels, which are the Ishikarites, all right, so-called cartels. They have nothing on Big Pharma. They have nothing on the garden of the actual poppy seeds from Afghanistan. They have nothing on fentanyl and dope, whether it be legal or illegal, Cialis or Viagra, whatever pharmaceutical, whatever drugs, whether it be weed. You know, there's no bigger drug dealer than the so-called white man, but yet who pays the consequence for that? It's our people. All right, so I want to go into this. Let me see. So what I want to do is I want to go into, let me see. Let's do this. Let's do it.
Here is some information for how much do companies profit from prison labor.
So right here we have let's see. We have an article. I pulled up an article. It says the Multi-Justice Initiative. All right, and it says prison labor in the United States is referred to as insourcing. Under the Work Opportunity Tax Credit (WOTC), employees receive a tax credit of $2,400 for every work release inmate they employ, as rewarding for higher risky target groups. So not only is this happening, right? These corporations are receiving tax credits. They're receiving incentives from the United States government to do this, right? Off the basis of them hiring what they call, quote, right? What they call, quote, risky target groups, end quote. All right? This is the information that needs to be pushed to the forefront while you're talking about Juneteenth, while you're talking about barbecue. This is the information that needs to be pushed, period, in order for our people to really wake up and see what it is exactly we're up against. Because living in this fanciful, delusional, warped, twisted world of mind, being in this stupid mind frame, all right, is detrimental to the health, to the point where our people are just fucking blind and dumb, quite frankly. You know, because they're ignorant of what's going on around them. You know, this is law. This is the government. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is in the Constitution, which is in the actual documents that make up what you call America, man. All right? All right? So it says, you know, and then how are they risky when they're in prison? All right? And then another thing, when you're in prison and you get out of prison, don't they call that paying your debts to society? Believe you me, because I know through experience, the only way you can get on these units to these what they call workers units, Esau pushes it as an incentive. So you got people literally trying to get into the door, literally trying their best to get to these places where they can do these things, because it incentivizes them. You get incentives from being in here. So rather than being locked up a certain amount of hours, you're in these units, you get out your cell longer. You get more phone calls. You get more visits. All right, more privileges. All right. Let's continue on, right? It says the workers are not cheap labor, but they consider easier to control. They also tend to be African American males. Companies are free to avoid providing benefits like health insurance or sick days. They also don't need to worry about unions, demands for vacation times, raises, or family issues. So they don't got to pay for your health and benefit. Hey man, this is slavery at its finest, and it's swept underneath the rug. It's swept, pardon the noise, I had to come outside to do this lesson because this was on my spirit, man. All right, but it's swept underneath the rug. Zechariah 11 verse 5, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not. So our own shepherds, which are the leaders of our own people, so-called leaders that Esau has prompts up, they're not going to pity our people. They're not going to talk about these things. They're going to talk about, oh wow, celebrate this great day. Celebrate this great day in which Esau, Edom, made it a federal holiday, the JuneTeenth. These are some things they're going to talk about. All right? These are some things that they're going to talk about. Right? These are some things they want you to celebrate. These are some things, this is things that they want you to be happy about. But they don't want you to know about your nationality, your heritage, your power. All right? Things of importance. Things that's gonna really break these chains, right? Which is the truth. And the truth is, we're nothing but slaves unto this day. That's the truth, man. All right? Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. Who is a possessor, man? A possessor, when you're in possession of somebody, you know, you're a slave master. Okay? You're a slave master, okay? You're a colonizer, all right? You're a boss. That's Esau. He's a colonizer. He's the boss. He's the master. He's the one with the whipping stick. All right? He's the one forcing you to do work. All right? Okay. Let's see if we could go back, right, to this article.
Here's a summary from Malta Justice Initiative. 12 major corporations benefiting from the prison industrial. McDonald's.
So you have 12 major corporations that benefit. McDonald's is one of them. So what McDonald's does, all right, what the prison labor does in McDonald's is they sew the uniforms, all right, for the workers. And primarily, McDonald's pays minimum wage, all right? So you got some prison laborers that sewing the clothes, all right, for the corporations of McDonald's that pays our people minimum wage, all right, to do work that profit multi-billions of dollars. All right, McDonald's profits multi-billions of dollars, and they're cutting every corner, receiving every tax break possible doing it. And then they'll tell you to pull yourselves up by the bootstrap. You know, this is a capitalist market. If only you apply yourself and follow the rules, you know, you can compete. How the hell are you supposed to compete with a company that's paying somebody under $2 a day, all right, to do work for them, to store Krabby Patties for them, to stitch their clothes for them, and then they turn around and pay? There's no profit sharing system whatsoever. They turn around and pay their employees dirt, all right, and profit millions, but they want you to compete with them. This is an unjust, unruly society, you know? It says, according to the Left Business Observer, the federal prison industry produces 100% of all military helmets, war supplies, and other equipment. The workers supply 98% of the market for equipment assembly services, 93% of the paint and paintbrushes, 92% of the stove assembly, 40% of the body armor, 36% of the home appliances, and 30% of the headphones, microphones, speakers, 12% of the office furniture, airplanes, parts, medical supplies, and much more. Prisoners are even raising IC and dogs for blind people. It's endless. When you're dealing with the American military, that is based off of slave labor. That's what that is. That's slave labor that perpetuates this military complex, this beast system. All right? Esau, you guilty for this, man. Helmets. This is not, but this is information that needs to be pushed to the forefront. When you say that, I read the same article, all right, and it was a sister that commented underneath the page. She said something to the effect, or damn, I didn't know, made in America, basically made by slaves. That's what that means, man. All kind of corporations. And then these same corporations are linked to slavery. Right? They're linked to slavery. We ain't free here. 4th of July is not there should be no Jake letting off any firework on 4th of July, nor Juneteenth. All right? Because on Juneteenth, and as of today, 2021, our people are in slavery. And then guess what? This form of slavery is a way more worse a form of slavery, all right, than what we had to endure, considering the 1800s, all right. I'm talking about, and primarily, the Most High has loosened the chains, the physical chains, all right, but the mental restraints is way more heavier, all right, and then not just the mental restraints, I'm comparing the slavery to prison labor. Because if you're going to go to jail for, a couple ounces of some weed, all right, Esau to turn around and open up a damn dispensary and sell it legally, but you're in jail, you can't lay down with no women, all right? You can't come and go as you please. You can't pour yourself a drink of a glass of wine, all right? You can't see your family when you want to. You're combined to a little space with a little bathroom with a roommate. That's hell, man. And in your worst form of slavery, you was at least to get you some tail whenever you wanted to, sneak you some food whenever you wanted to, make you some moonshine whenever you wanted to. This is hell, man. This is the definition of hell. This is let me see. This is let's go to the scriptures, Slack here. Let's go to the scriptures. It's limitations. Let's go to the scriptures. Limitations. Chapter 5, verse 1. Remember, O Lord, what has come upon us, and behold our reproach. Our inheritance turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. We are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widow. We have drunken our water for money. Our water is sold unto us. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and we have no rest, man. We're under persecution. We labor and we have no rest, man. We ain't nothing here. Let's go to the book of James real quick. The book of James. James chapter 5 verse 1. Go to now, you rich men, and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted. Your garments are moth-eaten. Yeah, the riches of the elites, their money is corrupted. It's corrupted. It wasn't through them working hard and pulling themselves up by the bootstrap and building this country. Jake built this country with their blood, sweat, and tears, with their bare hands. Literally, the White House, the infrastructure. All right, that was Jake. Okay. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rest of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it was fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Behold, the hire of your labors who have reaped down your fields, which is of you is kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped enter into the ears of the Sabbath. You have lived in pleasure on earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the days of slaughter. Okay? You have condemned and killed the just, and he does not resist you. And we don't do nothing. We can't do nothing against this beast, man. He set up snares and he set up traps, all right, that our people fall in on a daily basis, man, because Esau is the ultimate mind fucker. All right, the witchcraft that he does on the minds of our people is unbelievable, man. This dude has set the fire at the front door, kick in the back door and save you, and take the credit for delivering you, right? When he's the one who set the fire. This is how this devil operates, man. Oh, he wants to take credit for freeing you, but you still in captivity, man. This is amazing, man. It's unbelievable. It really is. I get astonished at the fucking craft of fucking Esau, man. And the water Yahweh Shem Yahushua for opening our eyes, starting with the head apostles, all right, to see these things, man. Right? Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 10. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood, and establish a city by iniquity. Behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves in for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge and the glory of the Lord, as the waters cover the sea. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunk it also, that thou mayest look upon their nakedness. And that's what Esau did. He gave you alcohol in your neighborhood's malt liquor. He gave you addictive drugs, painkiller, crack in your neighborhood, and then he swooped in. You had Joe Biden, who even said it. Although, yeah, we created this environment, it doesn't mean that we don't basically punish them for it. You know, they admit that they set this up. They admit that they set the snares. Hillary Clinton said we have to bring them to yield. She called us super predators. Only for us to find out who are the real super predators. That they're the real super predators, man. They're the real super predators. You know. For thou filled for shameful glory, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be in thy glory. You know? And everybody's tied in, from the major corporations to the government. You know? And this is Esau's nobility. This is his middle class. This is his upper middle class. This is his rich class. This is the elite. You know? And it trickles down to the bottom, to the scumbag, to the correction officers that's getting paid, you know, a wage to, you know, guard the prisoners, probation officers, COs, correction officers, POs, all these goddamn officers, court officers, you know. Hey, so with that, I want to give all praises, glory, honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, double honor to the elders and the apostles, peace, love, and salutation to the Bayaf Dawada. Shalom.